Hello, I'm Dr. Brandt Gibson, and I'm headed back up to the mountain. I had to come down for a minute, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about peripheral neuropathy triggers. I'm not going to look at the screen because I'm actually driving, but the point here is that there are, just as peripheral neuropathy is individual, unique, and very, very different for each individual, so are the triggers. So what I'm going to do, instead of saying, okay, here's all the triggers that could happen with peripheral neuropathy, I'm going to kind of give you some groups, some things to look at, say, okay, in my life are these triggers. First things first, I'm going to give you some very common triggers. Common triggers: sugar. Sugar in a lot of individuals can cause their peripheral neuropathy symptoms to get worse. Number two is certain foods, especially allergy producing type foods. So gluten could be a trigger. Even if you're not truly gluten intolerant, you could have some problems with the peripheral neuropathy from taking gluten into your system. Other allergy type foods that could cause it are nuts could possibly be a trigger. Certain types of meats could be a trigger. We also find that alcohol can be a trigger. You know that alcohol can cause peripheral neuropathy, but it can also be a trigger to make your peripheral neuropathy worse. Soft drinks. Soft drinks are a common cause, whether it be the caffeine in them, which can cause it, the artificial sweeteners that are in it, the sugars that's in it, or even the carbonation. All of those can actually be triggers in some individuals with peripheral neuropathy. Other things, certain medications may be triggers. Certain activities may be triggers. Sitting, position-wise, you may have positional peripheral neuropathy triggers, such as sitting and driving a car or sitting in a chair at work. Any of those type of things can be triggers as well. In my case, one of my triggers is I put my arm up around my wife. That is a trigger. That is a cause of peripheral neuropathy in my case. It's a big deal. It's a problem. It can be an issue. And so that's kind of one of the things that I have to be careful with when my peripheral neuropathy is bad, for example. So the point is, there's multiple triggers, multiple different things. Medications can be triggers. Foods can be triggers. Like we said, sugars and sweets can be triggers. There are activities that can be triggers. There are temperatures that can be triggers. Maybe it's cold, maybe it's hot. All of these can be triggers, and the point is, whatever the triggers are in your case, you want to make sure that you get the treatment, that you understand what those triggers are, so you can actually minimize them and reduce them and keep them from being a problem. This is Dr. Brandt Gibson, and this is your Neuropathy Nugget Day 371. Peripheral neuropathy triggers, so that you can actually avoid them. It's something you should be looking for. You should figure out what your triggers really are. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day. If you'd like additional information, or you say, okay, I'd like to learn more about my peripheral neuropathy and how to manage my peripheral neuropathy, I would invite you to the free 5-day Triumph Over Neuropathy challenge, the 5-day Triumph Over Neuropathy challenge, and you can go to treatmentforneuropathy.com. You can sign up. It's starting next week. It's Triumph Over Neuropathy 5-day challenge. I do recommend you do it. It'll be simple. It'll take you through the process. You can actually figure out some of the key pieces